The morning sun glints off the glass skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan as Andre Lewis, 29, pushes his delivery cart through the revolving doors of Vanguard Tower. The lobby feels like a cathedral of wealth, marble floors polished to a mirror finish, gold-trimmed elevator banks, a chandelier that looks like it costs more than his yearly salary. Andre stands out, not because he's doing anything wrong, but because he doesn't blend into this world. His uniform jacket is slightly faded at the elbows, his boots worn from miles walked. A bead of sweat rolls down his temple. He wipes it away quickly, not wanting to look tired before the day has even started. Inside his cart, urgent envelopes, premium packages, and a sleek black case, the one he handled with extra care. That package matters, more than anyone here would guess. He glances around, trying to stay invisible. People in tailored suits breeze by him without a single nod or smile. They chat loudly about mergers and vacations and brunch reservations. Andre lowers his gaze and keeps walking. His phone vibrates. A message from his mom. "Have a good day, baby. Proud of you always." He smiles to himself. She works a double shift at a diner on the South Side, still supporting him even though he's supposed to be supporting her. That's why he takes extra shifts. That's why he rushes from deliveries to night classes in business school, fighting exhaustion every day because dreams are heavy to carry. He pushes the dolly into the service elevator, running through his mental checklist. Deliver packages, make discussion with CEO. Don't think about the fact that you're a delivery guy walking into a world of billion-dollar deals. Andre exhales slowly. He isn't embarrassed of where he is. He's proud of how far he's come. But he knows no one here sees the effort or discipline that got him to this point. They only see a uniform. As the elevator doors open, he steps into the executive floor and adjusts the collar of his shirt. A small act of self-respect in a place that gives none freely. He is here for a reason, even if no one knows that yet. Soon, they will. Andre wheels his cart down the executive hallway, careful not to scrape the spotless white walls. The silence up here is heavier than in the lobby, like noise isn't allowed unless you earn it. He stops outside a suite labeled Kensington Financial Group and presses the buzzer. The glass doors glide open. Inside, plush carpets swallow his footsteps. Gold-framed art lines the walls. The scent of expensive perfume lingers in the air. Phones ring softly behind modern desks, where assistants type without looking up. Then he sees her, Victoria Kensington, tall, blonde, wrapped in a designer coat worth more than his car. Her heels click like they command the floor with every step. She doesn't acknowledge Andre at first. That would require acknowledging he exists. He clears his throat softly. "Morning, ma'am. I have deliveries for your office." She finally turns and looks at him. Really looks. And her upper lip curls, as if he just tracked mud across her perfect world. "Be careful," she snaps. "These are high-end items. I don't want your fingerprints all over them." Andre nods, keeping his expression neutral. "Yes, ma'am." Victoria steps closer, invading his space, wrinkling her nose. Honestly, couldn't they hire someone who doesn't smell like delivery trucks and sweat? Andre holds his breath, not because she's right, but because if he reacts, she wins. She notices the black case strapped securely to the cart, the only package he guards with more than just caution. "What's this?" she demands, tapping it with a manicured finger. Andre places a hand protectively on the case. "And that one's very important. It's for—" Victoria cuts him off with a scoff. "Oh, please. Important? For someone like you?" She smirks, enjoying the sting she expects her words to cause. "Let me guess. You're just delivering, right? Because that's all you people are good for." Andre feels the jab. Deep, personal. But he takes a quiet breath, grounding himself in something she can't see. "I take pride in my work," he replies calmly. "All work matters." Victoria rolls her eyes dramatically. "No, my work matters. Yours is replaceable." She flicks a speck of dust from her sleeve. "You could disappear tomorrow and the world wouldn't blink." Andre doesn't respond. He doesn't need to. Because fate is already preparing to wipe the smugness off her face. Just not yet. A chime sounds from the other side of the hallway, the elevator opening. Footsteps approach. Victoria doesn't even turn to look. She assumes whoever it is will greet her. She assumes the world revolves around her presence. She has no idea that the world walking toward them belongs to someone else entirely. Victoria stands with her arms crossed, tapping her heel impatiently, waiting for Andre to finish unpacking the less important deliveries. The black case remains strapped to the cart, untouched, protected like treasure. She eyes it again, curiosity twisting into irritation. Just give me that one and go, she demands. Andre carefully unlocks the straps and lifts the case into his hands. It's heavier than it looks, lined with matte carbon fiber, metal edges gleaming. A small logo is embossed on the top. AL Victoria raises an eyebrow. What does that stand for? Affordable labor? Andre doesn't react. He refuses to give her satisfaction. It stands for my name, he says quietly. Victoria laughs, loud and sharp. Your name? Right. Who sends a custom case to a delivery guy? Before Andre can answer, a familiar voice cuts through the hallway. Because he deserves nothing less. Both Andre and Victoria turn. Walking down the hall is Michael Grant, the CEO himself, one of the most influential business leaders in the country. Gray hair, confident stride, suit that speaks silent power. Assistants trail behind him like satellites orbiting a star. Victoria straightens instantly, smoothing her coat, flipping her hair into perfection. Mr. Grant, she gushes, sliding in front of Andre like she's his gatekeeper. Good morning, sir. I hope everything is... Michael walks right past her, straight to Andre. His face breaks into a wide, genuine smile. Andre, my man, you made it. He reaches out and pulls Andre into a warm hug, the kind reserved for equals, for people you value. Gasps ripple from nearby staff. Victoria freezes, her perfect confidence glitching like a broken screen. Andre smiles nervously. Morning, Mr. Grant. I brought the presentation kit like you asked. Michael takes the black case with reverence, almost like a symbol of something long planned. This is the future right here, he says proudly, turning to those watching. Andre has been working night after night on a groundbreaking logistics concept. We're presenting it to the board today. He looks back to Andre. You ready? Victoria's eyebrows shoot up. She looks Andre up and down again, but this time, panic lingers in her gaze. The joke she thought she was making collapses beneath the truth forming right in front of her. Wait, she stammers. You two know each other? Michael chuckles, almost insulted by the idea that this shouldn't be obvious. Know him? This man interned for me 3 summers ago. Smartest young mind I've met in years. I've waited a long time for him to finish school so we could bring him on board. He claps a hand on Andre's shoulder. He's not just a delivery worker. He's my friend. Victoria's jaw goes slack. Words evaporate. Her assumptions shatter. And Andre stands there, the same person he was a minute ago, but finally seen. The air in the luxurious hallway shifts like pressure before a storm. Victoria's smile collapses into a stiff, confused line as she watches Michael clasp Andre's shoulder with pride. She steps back automatically, suddenly unsure where she's supposed to stand. Michael gestures toward the corner conference elevator, reserved only for executives and top-level guests. Come on, Andre. Board's already eager to see what you've built. Andre glances down at his delivery uniform, the patches, the worn fabric. A silent fear flickers. Do I belong in a room like that looking like this? Michael seems to read his thoughts. You earned this seat, he says firmly, voice lowering so only Andre hears. Your ideas don't depend on a suit. Confidence returns. Andre nods. Victoria, desperate to salvage her image, jumps into the conversation. Well, Mr. Grant, I was just telling him. You were just telling him what? Michael turns to her, brows raised. That he didn't belong here? Victoria freezes, throat tightening. I didn't realize. That's the problem, Michael interrupts. His tone isn't raised, but each word lands like a strike. You judged his worth before you knew his story. He looks around at the watching staff, receptionists, assistants, employees pretending not to stare while absorbing every second. This is exactly why I fight for young entrepreneurs like Andre, he continues, voice echoing in the now silent hall. Potential isn't always dressed in designer. Respect shouldn't be conditional. A flush creeps across Victoria's cheeks, humiliation burning deeper than any insult could. Michael places a hand lightly over his heart, turning his full attention back to Andre. You changed my perspective on logistics the moment you pitched your first idea, he says. I don't forget brilliance. I invest in it. Andre inhales, slow, steady, grounding who he is now with who he wants to become. Victoria stammers, her voice trembling. Andre, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. Andre meets her gaze. Steady, calm. I'm still the same person you dismissed 5 minutes ago, he replies. You just didn't think someone like me could matter. Victoria's mascaraed lashes blink rapidly, a silent collapse. Michael steps toward the elevator and nods to Andre. Let's go change the game. Andre rolls his cart aside. He won't be pushing it where he's headed next. He presses the elevator button, and the doors glide open smoothly. Before stepping inside, he glances over his shoulder one last time. Victoria stands frozen as everything she assumed crumbles around her. She clutches her designer bag like a life vest in a sea of consequences. The elevator doors close behind Andre, and with that quiet swoosh, the power shifts, permanently. The executive elevator rises smoothly, carrying Andre into a world he has only imagined. The mirrored walls reflect his uniform back at him, but he no longer sees just a worker. He sees a man who climbed here by sheer will. The doors open to the boardroom floor, where walls of glass reveal the New York skyline stretching endlessly in every direction. The future suddenly feels closer than the ground below. Michael walks beside him, matching his pace like equals. You nervous? He asks. Andre exhales, a half laugh escaping. More like terrified. Michael pats his shoulder. Good. That means you care. They step into the boardroom. A long table, polished like obsidian, dominates the center. Executives in suits worth more than Andre's annual rent turn their heads. Some raise brows, others whisper. Andre hears none of it. He keeps his focus on the black case in his hands, his work, his vision, his promise. Michael stands at the head of the table. Everyone, this is Andre Lewis, he announces. He has designed the most efficient logistics innovation I've seen in my entire career. He rests a hand on the case. This is the man who's about to change how we move products worldwide. The executives look at Andre differently now, curiosity replacing skepticism. Michael signals to the screen behind him. Let's give him the floor. Andre opens the case, revealing sleek presentation materials, charts, prototypes, market predictions, all crafted by his own late nights and borrowed time. He plugs in his laptop and takes a steadying breath. Then he speaks, not loud but clear, not arrogant but certain. He explains how deliveries can be faster, cleaner, cheaper, how small changes in routes and technology could save millions, and help communities like the one he came from gain better access to resources. He speaks about the future like it's already built. They just need to catch up. Minutes pass, eyes sharpen, heads nod, phones stop buzzing. The board is listening, really listening. When he finishes, silence fills the room. The good kind. Michael breaks it. Questions? One executive clears his throat. Who helped you with this? Andre lifts his chin. No one. I learned what I needed to learn. I worked where others overlooked me. I paid my dues without asking for shortcuts. Murmurs of respect ripple quietly. Another executive leans forward. What do you want, Mr. Lewis? Andre pauses, choosing his words carefully. I want a seat at this table, he says. Not because of who I know, but because of what I can do. Michael smiles like he has been waiting to hear exactly that. The board chair looks around at the others. All in favor? Hands rise, every single one. Unanimous. Michael turns to Andre, pride in his voice. Congratulations. You're now officially junior partner at Grant Logistics. It hits him all at once. Opportunity, recognition, everything his mother prayed for. His eyes sting, but he keeps his composure. He nods, quietly powerful. In a skyscraper high above the world that doubted him, a truth becomes undeniable. Andre didn't become valuable when they learned his identity. He was valuable the entire time. They just finally caught up to the truth. When the boardroom doors open again, Andre steps out not as a delivery worker leaving his shift, but as a partner who just earned his place at the top. The hallway looks different now, no longer towering over him. Instead, it feels like a road he's meant to walk. Victoria is still standing near reception, arms crossed tightly, eyes flicking anxiously toward the elevator. She jumps when she sees Andre and Michael return together. The nervous tremble in her posture betrays the panic she's trying to hide. Michael checks his phone. I have to take this, he says, giving Andre a nod. Meet me downstairs for lunch. We'll celebrate. The moment he disappears around the corner, Victoria wastes no time scrambling toward Andre, a sugary smile plastered across her face. Andre, I just wanted to say, earlier, I was having a bad morning. I didn't mean any of what I said. Her voice is too bright, too rehearsed. Truly, it was just a misunderstanding. Andre stops her with one quiet sentence. No, it was a judgment. Her smile flickers. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't curse. He simply speaks the truth, and it lands heavier than anger ever could. You decided who I was before I said a word. Victoria swallows, mascaraed lashes lowering. I know, and I'm sorry. Now that I understand who you are, I respect you. Andre studies her carefully. That's the problem. You only respect me after you found out I'm someone important. She opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. Because she knows he's right. And there's no elegant way to escape that truth. Andre continues, calm but unshakable. You didn't see a human being. You saw a job title, a uniform, a stereotype. Her voice is barely a whisper. I want to make it right. You can't erase what happened, Andre replies, but you can learn from it. Victoria looks at him, really looks. And for the first time, she sees more than a delivery jacket. She sees a man who carries himself with dignity that no one can strip away. He adjusts the sleeve of his uniform, a small reminder of where he came from and where he's going. Then, he steps around her and presses the elevator button. Victoria watches, cheeks flushed with humiliation, as the doors slide open. Just before he enters, Andre turns slightly, leaving her with one final message. Not cruel, just honest. You should treat everyone like they might be worth your respect, because they always are. The doors close. There is no dramatic music, no applause, but the silence she's left standing in, that is the sound of a lesson finally landing. Andre steps out of the elevator into the lobby, the same marble floors reflecting the same morning light, but everything feels different now, not because the building changed, because he did. He's walking the same path he walked an hour ago. Only now the world knows the truth he always carried. He pushes through the revolving door into the warm breeze of the city. Cars rush by, street vendors shout prices, people hustle on every corner, the pulse of New York beating like a drum calling him forward. Andre breathes it in, feeling possibility settle in his lungs. Across the street, a familiar car pulls up, a used Honda with a dented passenger door. His mom steps out, wiping her hands on her diner apron, worry in her eyes from the rushed call he sent earlier. Andre? You told me to come quick. Baby, are you okay? She cups his face, searching for clues. Andre smiles, big and real, the kind that erases years of doubt. He places the black case gently into her hands. Mom, I got the job. His voice cracks with joy he can't hold back. I'm a junior partner. It's real. Her eyes widen with disbelief, then pride floods them like sunrise. She pulls him into the tightest hug, trembling with relief and happiness. You worked so hard for this, she whispers against his shoulder. You never let anything stop you. Andre nods, eyes damp. This is only the start. Michael walks out of the building then, waving at Andre like a brother. He jogs over to greet his mom with a warm handshake. You raised a brilliant man, he says sincerely. We're lucky to have him. She laughs, wiping at her tears. I've always known he was meant for more. As they stand together, sunlight reflecting off the skyscraper behind them, Andre looks up, way up, to the top floors, where his new office will be. The height no longer scares him. That table no longer feels distant. He earned his place there, through sweat, through resilience, through refusing to believe he was only what others decided he could be. Andre straightens his shoulders, confidence settling into him like a perfect fit. The world that once ignored him now opens its doors. I'm ready, he says softly. Not to them, to himself. He takes one step forward. Everything he used to deliver, he can build now. Respect, opportunity, legacy. The city roars around him, alive, bright, and full of promise, as Andre walks toward his future, a future not handed to him by wealth or privilege, a future earned, the kind of future where a man once called nobody becomes exactly the somebody he was always meant to be.